Hello everybody and welcome back to the stream. So, we're back in Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, and we're currently hanging out in the Enigma. So, here's my plan for today. It's gonna be a shorter one today. I gotta leave relatively early, so only a couple hours. I'm gonna try and beat Areshkagal now, and then see about marching on Threshold, because this will take care of the last side quest I really have to do. Only thing is, I'm in a bad place right now. My entire party is basically on the brink of death, and I need to take a nap. So, how about take a nap right here, see how this goes.
When you were little, you had the funniest little stubby horns. Did it hurt when they started growing?
Damn things itched like crazy.
Okay, good. We have some corruption, which I can very easily get rid of, thankfully. Got strength damage there, intelligence damage there, intelligence and strength damage there. But that's solvable. So what we're going to do next is head to the Forbidden Chamber. Was it the Forbidden Chamber? No, I think it's the Ruin Chamber. The Ruin Passages. Oh, I think there's actually one on both sides. Anyway, what I'm going to do is first make sure my spell books are all filled out. Okay, good. Looks like they are. Good. Alright, so we're going to head over here. We're just going to snag give it a second. How much? 2 damage, and we're sitting at 3 damage still. Anyway, in this area, there was that one thing I found which has a corruption cleansing spot, which was over here. And I should have killed everything in this area, so I'll be safe to just walk around. What? Yeah, that's what I thought. What? You're still corrupted after that? Okay. In that case, I think I do need to head back to the other side where they have another corruption cleanser, which will hopefully finish that up. That's annoying. Please get over here anytime now. Delamere, please. Thank you. Okay, so we gotta do this, and then what else? Gotta fight Areshkagal. I'll just go all in on the buffs. I got supplies. I can resurrect everyone except Delamere. Delamere will be remaining on death's door for the time being. Alright, so go take care of Delamere. Delamere is just going to stay in the back lines anyway. And I'll have to see about just doing as much strength damage as possible to Areshkagal over the course of the fights. Now, where was this thing again? Was it? It was in one of these. There it is. It was in one of these side rooms. There we go. Corruption cleanse. Let's get the fuck out of here. Alright. Now that we used up basically every free supply that's in this zone, it's time to get prepared for the combat here. Alright. I want to go into this at full power. Let's see who else. Stone Skin. You know, let's give everyone Stone Skin. Can't hurt. Okay, anything else? I can deny death somebody. Not sure who I would, though. Okay, also I've got 2 resist energies. I could go fire, acid, cold, and electricity.
Huh? Oh, trust. Yes, what?
Should we proceed? Something wrong?
I don't know what the best ones to pick for that are, so let's just leave it for the time being.
This war must end.
Okay, cast this here.
Yes.
That's really it.
Be there, Ormos.
Ability.
Esmo, access, yes. Allah, swa, down. Allah, swa, down.
Just do this to give a couple skill check bonuses.
Allah, swa, down.
Okay, this I could probably leave, actually, because I don't think there's anything that's going to be neg-leveling me or energy draining, and instead the enervates might be very useful. Okay, so...
Allah, swa, down. Allah, swa, down. Allah, swa, down. Allah, swa, down.
Alright. This...
Ormos.
True Sight, Communal, Mind Blank. Once Foresight is cast, you're seeing instant warns from impending danger or harm. Never flat-footed. Generally deal with take yourself. +2 insight bonus. So you know what? Let's do this too. And you get a foresight, and you get a foresight. Alright, and then Ice Bug yourself. And then yo.
My favorite aid.
Go, Heroic Invocation. Everyone's foresighted up. Put this here. Mirror image. Cast that yourself.
Yes.
Don't mind me.
Oxy. Yas. Pa. E. Riti. Pa. E. Riti.
For it.
E. Riti.
I think I just cast that on myself, but it's fine.
Riti. No. Hey. Ha. E. Riti. Ha. E. Riti.
Okay, everyone's buffed up to the 9s, basically. Like, I cannot get many more buffs than this active. I'm pretty much set. Alright, now... Nenyo, get a couple scrolls on you if you would. I want... Raise... There we go.
Anything
So
new?
Nenyo, please use... On this.
Esmo. Axe. Yes. Esmo. Axe. Yes.
You require my unbiased opinion?
Soot
Are you
is
ready to
restless.
move out?
I wonder why.
I'm always open to
There we
ideas.
go.
Esmo. Axe. Yes.
Alright, everyone's dead. Only one who's at some amount of danger is Delamere, but that's fine. Everyone else is buffed up to the max. Because we're fighting a Demon Lord today. And you know what? I'll make a save right here, too. Areshkagal, more like... Gonna kick your ass. Got him. Alright, let's go. One last thing to cast while we're here. Yeah, they're over here, right? Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Manu, how long have you been serving Areshkagal? Let's see. What do you want from me? What happened to Nenyo? All I have to do is your avatar. I reject your offer. Time to fight Areshkagal. Yeah, let's go. Oh, hi, Areshkagal. How are you, Areshkagal? Alright, so let's delay till after Ember here. Similarly. Okay, you are within Evil Eye range, but out of Cackle range. So let's just 5 foot over. Now you're in Cackle range. AC Reduct. And Cackle up.
Cover me, all right?
I missed. Nice. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage. 0 strike damage, though. Why? Alright, Demon Lord Smote.
Retreat is not an option.
2. Thanks. Okay, let's do Polar Ray. 0 damage, 0 dex drain. Sick. Not sure what did 28 damage to Areshkagal there, but hey, whatever, I'm good for it. Okay, let's try this again. Actually, let's do a different spell. Hellfire Array, that seems like a good one. Full round. Maybe not. So I want to do this. Actually, you know what? Forget that. Let's just, let's reduce your attack rolls too. And Cackle.
he was after you, why not both?
Oh my god, so much damage! That was a lot of damage coming in just then. Let's see, we got a Sphinx over there. We got some mummies over there. And then we've got another Sphinx over there. Very cool. Ah, he's been scintillated, that's why. Okay, he can't move. I don't understand what you guys are doing over there, but sure, whatever, go to it. Suit yourself. Get down with your bad self.
Distract them for me.
Okay, we got some Mariliths coming. Got a Lily too. Alright, I want to... How about... this? Okay, it was a little bit of damage. That's something. You know what this seems like a good time for, though? Stormbolts. Good times. Is that a retriever? It fucking is a retriever.
Kneel before me.
Oh god, there's a lot of retrievers here. Get wrecked, nerd. Over there, that seems good. Alright, Delamere, what's around here to attack? Hey, there's a retriever over there. How about that?
Time to share your treasures.
Are you fucking kidding me, Woljif? Jesus Christ. Okay, well, you know what this seems like a good time for? Disintegrate. Unfortunate. Okay, how about... Okay, how about this thing? Nice! Hellfire Ray, got him. Okay, who's left? Got Marilith over here. That was it. Cool. I think that's... I can't tell if that's regular Areshkagal or, like, Areshkagal's clone or what. It's unclear. Let's get everybody into position for this, I suppose. Not a whole lot else I can do at the moment. There we go. Oh, you know what? Here. Okay, let's move you over to here, I guess.
Retreat is not an option.
God, there's just no place good to move here. This is a lot of pits. There we go. Oh, Jesus, even more? Okay, are these Areshkagals or are these Areshkagal Sphinxes? Which one is it? Oh, Christ, it's a lot of them. Oh, it's Areshkagal Illusions or something? Oh, Elemental Areshkagals. Interesting. So we got like an ice one over here, it looks like.
Kneel before me.
Okay, what do we do with this? I'm going to delay until after the skeleton goes, actually.
Cover me, all right?
Still not in a good position. So how about... Let's just see if this works. That's not going to. I'm too far away anyway. Color ray? No, that's probably... That's an ice one. It's almost definitely not going to be hit by that one. Disintegrate. Okay, what do we got? We've got 1, 2, 3 over here. Let's go over you. Okay, that one actually did Dex Drain. Surprising. Oh, it's really trying to hit that Shadow Demon. I'm fine with this.
This one's mine.
Okay, let's go with you. Okay, now just... There we go. Away with you.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Right, now... Trying really hard to hit that Shadow Demon.
Press the attack.
Distract them for me.
I doubt this will work, but whatever. Let's try. No, it's not gonna. They're not even. They don't even count. What? Excuse me? Okay.
Mind over muscle.
Nice misses. Thanks, I guess. Ow. Okay, Woljif is down. Skeletal Vanguard is also down. That's unfortunate.
Retreat is not an option.
You should have listened to reason.
I'm not sure what's dealing like this. Yeah, whatever. There we go. That's one down. Now we got one Areshkagal left.
Kneel before me.
Concealment. I still don't know how I'm getting concealment out of
You're
this nonsense.
irrelevant.
Okay, are we done? Are we done with the Areshkagals now? Guess we're done. Weird. Okay.
An anomaly. An apostate. A nihility that tried to become something. It rejected its own essence and took on the name Nenio. But this was merely a mask. A hollow shell that gave temporary shape to its nothingness.
Yeah, I got that. Thanks, Nenyo.
An insignificant variable in the universe's equation. An infinitesimal quantity. Nothing.
Is this true?
It is pointless to doubt the axiom. The anomaly only exists because it is Areshkagal's will.
Your amazing ability to forget everything you consider relevant. Is that a gift from Areshkagal too?
Knowledge and ignorance are just two spheres of the same plane. Where one of them ends, the other begins. The great Areshkagal holds domain over both, deciding where and how one should morph into the other. Her followers possess the same powers, at least in regard to their own pitiful knowledge and memories.
You know what? That actually seems about right. That actually seems completely logical.
In its desire to become something more, the anomaly forgot everything else. And then it drew a false conclusion about its own uniqueness.
Is the circle tattoo on your shoulder also related to Areshkagal?
The anomaly desired to be something instead of nothing. It tried to reject its natural state. In a twist of cosmic irony, the anomaly tried to distinguish itself as something, by marking its body with the symbol of nothing.
Let's leave this place, Nenyo.
Nothing should remain nowhere. It should stop striving to become something.
We even copulated! Was that nothing to you? I mean, they didn't. Hey, you can't leave the encyclopedia unfinished, can you?
It is a great work that will shake the scientific community to its core. Its publication will be celebrated by everyone. Every student, scholar, and critic. The world will remember the author of such a monumental work for a long time. Yes, I wish. The anomaly's wishes are irrational. There is a large probability of error, and the risk of making an incorrect decision is too high.
What about our experiments? We got drunk, we had long conversations, we almost fucked.
The anomaly was nothing, having no memories or knowledge of its own. But it explored the world, conducted experiments, and received assistance from the boy. Its emptiness was filled. Will these memories be enough to turn nothing into something? Do they give value to the anomaly and make it more than an infinitesimal quantity? Right. Then I guess I will accept your point of view as the truth. After all, I like it more than the other one. This place is so boring. Why did I want to come here? Oh yes, new knowledge, an experiment. Our whole life is a fascinating experiment with an unknown conclusion. I should have known that no one was going to give me any exclusive, new, super important secret knowledge for free. Knowledge is gained through sweat, blood, pain, and experiments.
Welcome back, Nenyo. Good to have you back.
All right, I think we should move on now. Lead the way, and I'll think up a new research project for us to conduct together. As for this experiment, I suggest that we consider it complete. Also, thank you, boy, for all that I remember and for all that I've forgotten.
Yay! Nenyo's back on the team! And, hey, there's a body to loot here. Helmet. The Mask of Nothing. This cursed mask grants its wearer plus 20 insight bonus on all saving throws, as well as a 50% miss chance as in total concealment, which isn't revealed by true seeing. Oh, so the one that you can't kill easily is the real Areshkagal. It also grants a plus 3 insight bonus on all knowledge, lore, use magic device, perception, and trickery checks. Does not work against Areshkagal's followers, and its wearer suffers a -6 penalty on all saves and AC while in Areshkagal's domain. Can only be equipped by the player character. And Impending Eclipse. Plus 5 Haramaki makes the wearer immune to elemental damage for the first 3 rounds of combat. Cool. There's nothing else around here, right? Pretty sure there's nothing else. Yeah, it looks like that's it. Alright, let's get the fuck out of here. I'm done with Demon Lords for now. Time to go run an army. Well, that was a fun little distraction that was significantly longer than it probably needed to be. Time to go take a nap. And also, I should probably buy some more scrolls of resurrection for Raise Dead, because those are expensive. I need more. Oh, it's only 2,000 pounds. That's whatever. It's a ton. I can carry a couple tons right now. It's not a problem. Mysterious portal. Alright, let's get the fuck out. Oh, yeah, I can still carry 1,300 tons, but my carrying capacity improves significantly while I'm a dragon. For obvious reasons, because I'm very large. I also tell you, having fast healing 5, pretty baller. I never have to worry about health. Ever. I also have these cool wings, which are not that useful, but they show up when I'm a dragon, which is really funny. Yeah, no, we're not taking that. No. I don't even know where that army came from. Let's see, I can kill all these dretches. Do that. I didn't manage to kill all of them. Alright, well, let's do this. Maybe this will kill them all. Problem solved. Oh, there's a Pinnacle there. I never even saw you. Hey, buddy. Whoa. What even is that fight? Oh, got another one. Ba-da-ba-dum. Let's see, 10 to 76. This takes care of all those. Let's just have you defend for the moment. Oh my fucking god, are you for real? Every single one of my archers instantaneously killed by you? Oh. That's bullshit. Ow. Fuck. There, I won! Christ. Thank God for my expanded infirmary. Otherwise, I would have lost units on that. Still... Okay, where's this other army? I see there's another demon army someplace. Okay, it's over there attacking Mountain Warden Outpost. So, you've got to get over to there. Take care of that at some point. Attack Squad Alpha. We got some undead. Just head over here. Got undead. Head over to here. That's whatever. I kind of wish there was a button for just, like, have all your units move together, like, simultaneously. I got, one Zaglfort's Giant. And we also got some business here. Yeah, giants. Methods of persuasion. Several politicians across Avestan have claimed that the threat of the Worldwound is exaggerated, and the Crusade is a front that Mendev uses to extort funds from its allies. They're encouraging the nations to reduce their support for the Crusade. One of the officers has suggested organizing a series of attacks and abductions in the neighboring nations seemingly caused by the demons to muzzle the dangerous talkers. Chaotic. Recruitment growth increases. Crusade morale increases, which is fine at the moment. Did not choose the path of the demon. Yeah, whatever, do it. Fuck it. The commander's agents have saved several abductions and raids in different nations, disguising their crimes as if they're committed by demons. The collective panic has drowned out the naysayers' voices and attracted even more volunteers into the ranks of the Crusaders. Nice. Alright, there's not a whole lot else to do here. So... teleport back to Dresden. Good shit. And just take a nap. I gotta go to the streets first. Before anything else, I gotta sell all this loot that I have. Because I have a lot. Thanks, Areshkagal's minions. You had a lot of valuable treasure that I'm just gonna sell to Wilser. Well, not that much valuable treasure. Let's be real.
Aside.
Show me what you got. Oh, selling. Use a lot of battle axes. Composite longbows. Cruel Living Bane sickle. Bunch of daggers. Death Pact. Lustrous Blade. Mage Slayer. Scimitars. Scorpion Sting, which is just a +5 caustic dagger. But I got it from the tail of a giant scorpion monster, which is cool. Alright, we've got a lot of chain shirts. A lot of full plate. A lot of full plate. Some mithril breastplates. Breastplate. Shirts. Robe of Air. Electricity increase. Cold DC increase. Shield. Singing Steel. Which is really only relevant if I had a bard anywhere. Which I don't at the moment, so whatever. much money do I have? I have 3 million gold. Alright, now, before I forget as well, I gotta go talk to Arsino, who's still alive, somehow. Well, it's convenient for me, so I'm not too worried. Boom. Hello. I could use the help of a cleric. Alright, I need... You know what, let's get like 20 of those. That's 120,000? Whatever. I don't even care. Oh, you sell dinosaur bones too. Fancy. Alright, well that takes care of everything I needed from you. You can go die now. What happens if you become a swarm? Does it, like, get rid of all the NPCs too? Wait, hold up. Who's that horse on the map? What is that? Is that Char's horse, maybe? Because it's not mine. Like, I've only got 2 characters with a horse. Char and Sela, and Mr. Fred is gone. So I guess that must be Char's. What would you have done in my shoes? If you'd had to survive on the streets? Yeah. What? You wouldn't have took to thieving? Yeah, right. I would have survived one way or another. The spirits would have told me what to do. Yeah, whatever, psychopath. Okay, dump some things in the chest. That's not bad. I don't think I need either of these, and I don't need those. And I've got a bunch of junk here that I don't really want to bother sorting through, so that's fine. Now, just to double check, we have Refuge from the Present, can't do this quest at all, and then launch the final assault on Threshold, which is what we are going to do right now. So let me just make a save right here. Make a save here, call it Threshold Ahoy, ending chapter 5. Man, Castiglier's cool, though. I really should use him. Like, at all. He's basically just a build-your-own-character zombie. Like, that's all he is. So close. So very close. Yeah, Castiglier seems useful. You just build whatever you want out of him, basically. He's got 3 levels in Fighter and whatever. You can do whatever else you want. Let's get rid of the Vikias. Wow, that's it. Fucking nothing. $6,000 units. Oh, man. That's all my extra undead? I think so. Okay, good. In that case, start moving you over here. Actually, you know what? I don't even need to do that. I'll just pop out here real quick, do another real save, and then just teleport them to the location, because whatever. I got the teleport spell handy for that purpose. Now that I don't have any bases under siege. So, onward, shall we? I'm really surprised by how little effort it took to beat Areshkagal once I actually got into it. If I wasn't on, like, an actual countdown timer, I probably could have done it last time, plus at the end of a 7-hour stream. Let's go. I'm gonna be honest, that's not what I was expecting to have happen. Alright, well, decree, development. That's the wrong one. Well, let's just make it a nice and easy trip, I guess. I've got nothing else I'm doing at the time, so... decree, development, outpost bastion. Takes 7 days. Our own product. Due to a surprise attack launched by the demons, the supply lines have been temporarily cut off. Naturally, the enemies will soon be pushed out of the Crusaders' territory, but with the current deficit, the officers are struggling, suggesting that the Crusades start producing the essentials domestically. Equipment for fighters. All infantry and cavalry units gain 5 fine steel for 14 days. Serrated arrows for 14 days, and protected talismans. Okay, let's go with this one, I guess. Yeah, there it is. Excellent. Dark Bonds has been completed. Oh, I can get more demons if I want. Have any new armies shown up? I don't think so. You know what? Just since you're not doing anything, just come out this. Come over this way. Just come over here. Meet up with your backup units or whatever. There we go. Alright, now, last barrier, manage. I think I needed to do that on the other screen. There we go. That's upgraded. Now I can put a teleportation circle in there. Alright, I want... and... a shelter. Take 5 days, take 3 days. So we got an inn, a supply center, a watchtower. Was it... yeah, that's right. So let's go to this real quick, actually. Sell that. So put the inn there. Put the warehouse here. Okay, how does this work again? Warehouse. Sanctuary. I got plenty of resources, so I don't even care. They put a sanctuary there. Shelter here. Teleportation circle here. And then... hospital. Why not? There we go. So 5, 2, 5, 3, 3, 3. So 5 days to go. I'll be able to just teleport right here. Problem solved. And I'll have a safe place to rest while I'm at it. A group of Asmodean clerics has arrived in Dresden with a shipment of enchanted weapons. They claim that these blades must go to the warriors who are the most devoted followers of their faith. Clerics wish to organize a dangerous test for the soldiers. Diplomacy. Leadership. Weapon from Asmodeus. Axiomatic Elder Incinerating Trident. All generals gain 1 level of reduction of losses. Let's do that. With the commander's permission, Ember took the weapons of the Asmodeans and gave them to weak soldiers. This armament will improve their chances of surviving in battle. There we go. Still just a level 14 army. And with that... Yep, everything is built. Let's go. It's time. Let's begin Chapter 5. Well, now I know that Hull Run is, like, the objectively correct thing to go with, even though he is a huge asshole. And kind of wrong 99% of the time. But saving Hull Run is important to saving everyone else in Chapter 5. Are you serious, soldier? You still have intelligence damage. Whatever. He's just a little dumb. It's fine. Alright, let's go. Is it not done yet? I thought the teleportation circle was finished. No, got 1 day left to go on both of those. Okay, then. Let's go! So I imagine this is like the end of Chapter 5, right?
After breaking the blockade of the demon armies and defeating Deskari, the Crusade forces close in on the Threshold Fortress. The place where 100 years ago, the first rift between the planes was opened. The place where this story will end.
And you got Deskari off in the background there. They're coming! Get closer! With the commander himself marching at the head!
Let them come. It's been too long since a brave fool challenged me, the mighty Korra monster. I'll tell them to shred along with their commander.
Yeah, whatever you say, bud. I got a ways to go, though.
I appreciate privacy.
Yas.
Manishrim sukil, unimosi travisi. Unimosi travisi.
Eya. Ora.
Ona adayana.
Let's see, what's a good spell, what's a good thing to put on everybody? Maybe some... I feel like electricity is probably a good one to put on everybody.
Adayana.
As well as... How about some fire?
Ona adayana.
I feel like those are a good pair. Okay, then we got this.
No.
Then Dragonify.
Unimosi travisi.
Alright, looks good.
This war must end.
Nobody put that on too. Good. I'm certainly going to be fighting things that are going to drain my life. Okay, so I want to take this, put it on here. Okay, you got Death Ward, you don't. There we go. Now, if I want to, I could also put Foresight on everybody, which is probably not worth it just for the +2.
You are my favorite aide.
Ask nicely.
Wait for it. All right. Let's rock and or roll. Hello. Oh, we got some Hell Knights going. Cool. You know, let's do this real quick.
Cover me, all right?
Apocalypse Locust. Wait, who was that? Jeez, they just got a lot of people here, huh? Seal. Jeez.
Retreat is not an option. Kneel before me.
Nano, you want to, like, come over here and do something, maybe? Where'd that shadow demon come from? There we go, problem solved. With a bunch of them, at least.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
I'm surprised the Galu's not doing Rain of Blood, honestly. You know what? I'll just do you. Are you fucking...
This one's mine.
Oh, god damn it. Well, this is a mess already. I even had everybody get resistance from fire, so they got resist fire 30. I did give everyone resist fire 30, right? Yeah, right there, resist fire 30. Everyone should be resisted out the ass with this stuff. Wait, I think I just canceled my own haste casting. Yeah, I sure did. Let's do this. There goes my Skeletal Vanguard already. Oh my god! What the fuck? What in the god? What fucking happened to me? Why'd I lose all my stuff? I lost my dragon form for some reason. That was weird. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, let's try this again. It's a little annoying that combat starts when I'm all the way back here, though. That's someone else's friendly shadow demon, I think. It's a little confusing, actually. Nice nat 1, bro.
Retreat is not an option.
Oh, that's apparently to rank. Ah, okay. Nice rolls. Yeah, I'm not gonna complain about that nonsense.
Cover me, all right?
Firestorm. Always with the
Kneel
fucking
before me.
firestorm. Nice misses.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Swoljef, please. Psycho by Deadeye. Go right here and just smack you. Do that, why not? What? How are you two in fucking range of that? Also, I like how they didn't do anything to the other ones. Just fucking nothing at all. I missed because I rolled a 4. Yeah, baby.
Press the attack.
Nice. Well done.
You should have listened to reason.
I've got concealment, and somehow everything fucking hits me.
Retreat is not an option.
You're irrelevant.
There. It's dead. Christ.
Kneel before me.
Surrender, or else!
I'll remove this obstacle.
Christ. 2 people are already dead. One of them was killed by Ember because apparently, well, the Banshee's AoE hits everything in a larger area than I thought. Oh, hey, it's bunch of swarms, and I don't actually know who that is. Desolating Nightcrawler. And who are... Mongrel? Oh, it's the Mongrels and Chief Soul! Cool. Is this just like a everybody's here kind of moment? 'Cause that's what it feels like. Here, I guess. Yeah, you know what? You two, take a minute. Okay. Don't question how that one works. It just does. Are these Vescadors? No, they're just locusts.
You should have listened to reason.
This one's mine.
Distract them for me.
You guys have fun with that, I guess. Something, I don't... You guys enjoy yourselves. Fight the worm over there, I suppose? Hold monster mass. Lovely.
You're irrelevant.
You know what? You just go help with this. You got nothing else you're really doing. Just you go hang out there.
I can push through this.
God.
Go.
Looks like the Mongols are all dead. That's two of them. Okay, there's only like the one.
I'll remove this obstacle.
Okay, Rachel, you just hang out back here for the time being. You are literally at 1 health. Ember, how about you just do this? You just move right there. There we go. And then you can... Okay, and then Skelebuddy, you go that way too. Delamere, you go do that too. This is probably better.
Mind over muscle.
I'm gonna back up because that thing's gonna shoot cold at me. Yeah, you just hang out over here, Woljif. Ember, you also hang out over here. Let's wait for these two. Are you fucking... God damn it, Skeleton Vanguard. Stop doing that! Just stand right there. Just do that. Don't attack it. Yeah, try to Kona Cold me. Get wrecked, loser. Hey, Mongrel, how are you? Yeesh. That was annoying, I'll tell you what. Okay, who else is around? What else we gotta deal with? I don't think there's anything else over here to really deal with. Looks like there isn't. Oh, I can go up here. Cool. What do we have? Besides the corpse of the giant worm I just killed. Is there anything? Yes, there is. The spirits of our ancestors are watching! These must be the people from, Sarkorian Dream... Okay, yeah, these are the people from, Ah, just fake ya. Okay, I'm just gonna have you stand over here. Stand over here. Coloxi. Hey, the storyteller's here too. How about that? Hi, buddy. How are you doing? Christ, okay. Actually, you know what this seems like a good time for? Let's do the old hold like that. If you'd like to hit at any fucking point in time, that would be good too. Jesus. That Galu Stormcaller is just unhittable for whatever reason. I don't know what was going on there. But also, fuck the Galu and fuck Galu just in general. They're like, what is up with them? They're immune to so much shit. Let me actually take a look at their stat blocks real quick. Let's see here. We want to see Galu Pathfinder. What are you? Galu, Warmonger Demon. They're demons. The chaotic, extraplanar, immune to bleed, electricity, poison. There's nothing here that would prevent them from being affected by Evil Eye and other things. They're CR19 demons. Like, I don't know why that they have an immunity to that ability. That's completely...
Yes?
No, you hang out too, I guess. That's completely unprompted. They just have it from some reason. No particular reason, they just have it. Oh my god, even more? Okay, what the fuck is going on here? It's 20% miss chance, and it has a 60... I'm rolling a 2. I need a 15 to hit, but I'm rolling 2! I'm getting a fucking roll of 2! That's why! That's what's causing it. It's the 2!
you're a good person. I like you.
So again, just getting fucked by terrible rolls, as per usual. What am I not? Let's go, boys. Why aren't you attacking anymore? Why aren't you attacking? Holy fuck! Why is this the strongest enemy so far? Why is that one the strongest enemy? It's a Galu that just sits there and fucking spams energy attacks at me. That's all it does. Maybe I can dispel shit from it. Maybe I can dispel shit from it. Wait, this is the way. I want to go this way. Okay, cast your haste. Haste me up. Let's go. Attack the Vivacia, please. Attack the Vivacia, please. Okay, now you try casting this here. There, now it's dead. Get to it, buddy. Just keep doing it. Or not. I don't even think I can. I don't even think that hit anything on that guy. Let's see. So you got a bunch of crit misses. We got a bunch of regular misses. Keep rolling 6. I rolled a 6 and I still missed. What am I? What are these rolls? Okay, Dustling a Snow Color. Did I dispel anything from this guy? Shadow Shield, Devour, Religion, Critical Miss, Head, Colossus, Dominator. I don't think I even dispelled anything from him. I think that he's just passively got a lot of AC, and I can't do anything about that. Okay, second attempt. Let's try a slightly different tactic.
Oh, yes, what?
We're gonna cast Haste, Thorn Body, and Transformation. That's what I want. Let's go. Anytime you want to attack. Thank you. Alright, I'm in my... Seriously, why can't I fucking hit this thing more than like once every so often? There we go. Okay, get to it, buddy. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. You got this. Go do it. Do it. Do it. Kill the Vavikia. Where the fuck was that Galu going? He's doing it. Basically all by himself. Ah, thank God. How you doing, Storyteller? What a annoying fight. And Abadar, preserve us, mortals who stand in the way of chaos. Are you really fighting them all by yourself? Seriously, Arsenal? This is your plan? What the? There's a Devastator here too. Are you for real? What was your plan, Arsino? There's a Devastator here. A mythic Devastator, I might add. Jeez, though. Sheesh. Okay, let me see. Can I, like, leave? Can I just exit this location right now? What? Why was there a Gallo up here? What were you doing here, buddy? Okay, so somewhere over here is a Devastator. Good to know. I will elect to not go that way at the moment. Oh, it's a cliff. That was the intended route, actually. Huh. How about that? You don't get to... You cannot rest here. You have to do this all in one shot. I was thinking like, hey, yeah, maybe I'll take a second and just go out and just like take a quick nap. But no, just do it all in one. You know, if you guys would, like, come with me on this little journey forward, that would make things much easier, I'm just saying. Plus, we're Falchion. That's all they have any note. Okay, let's try this. Yep, before we go any further. Pissed me. Yep, there we go again. Get ready for battle! Swarms. And now I'm dead. Sick. Perfect. Lovely. Love it. Love it. Love it. Lovely. Yeah, I got nothing. I could toss a fireball out or something, I guess. Oh, that just killed me for good. Seriously, what's your plan, Arsenal? Alright, there's that Devastator. God, I fucking hate that spell. Okay, that didn't kill much of anything, it looks like.
Retreat is not an option.
Alright, this fight is not happening. And of course, the fact that you're locked into this zone sucks. If you don't know what's coming, then you get to just sit there and get your ass beat over and over again because you're not leaving. And Arsino is fucking useless. While we're on the subject. Like, what is your plan? What is your plan? Honestly, I'm gonna just do this. I don't even care because fucking blade barrier just makes this a pain in the ass to deal with. I just don't want to deal with that.
Was a fool.
Still gotta deal with fucking blade barrier now. Thank God it's gone. Okay, that's where Koramazda is standing. So, is there anything over here? Or is it just a cliff? Okay, seems like that's it. There's nothing else here. Yeah, I don't even care anymore. I'm just gonna do it on story for this point. Septimus? I don't even remember who that is.
I dedicate my body to silence.
Yeah, no, fuck that. Yes, I would love to have my entire party just die instantaneously after a single attack from Koramazda because he can just lightning everything to death. That's my idea of a good time. If I came in here knowing exactly what was about to happen, yes, totally, sure, whatever, I guess. But also then Vivakias are here, and I don't like Vivakias. And also my luck is just awful. I'm actually hitting half the time, which is impressive. Like, what is your AC? 60? That one needs a 14. Okay, sure, but I still rolled a 2 on that. That one is still a 2. Get back here. There we go. What was your plan, buddy? What were your plans? Just letting you guys handle everything right now. Get to it. Go do it. Hey, look, it's Areelu.
A dear guest on my doorstep. Please do come in. You have been long awaited.
Areelu opens her arms like a welcoming host. The gesture doesn't seem feigned, but you feel a strange, menacing tension behind it, like the echo of a nervous chuckle that was never uttered. The wound in her chest pulsates with a red glow. I can feel the madness radiating from you, Areelu. What has changed since we last met?
Nothing at all.
The witch answers, glaring at you with her glowing crimson eyes. Have the courage to meet me in the flesh. Stop with your games.
There will be no more games, trust me. And I definitely won't run. There is too much at stake. The path to your souls and the Worldwound's healing demands my death. The accursed threshold prison where everything began must be where everything comes to an end. So I invite you in once again. Cross this threshold. I'll be waiting for you in the heart of the fortress, in the place where the wound was opened.
Oop. Oh, hey, my banner. Oh, now I can take a nap here. Okay. Hey, the full party's here too. What's this? The artifact, created by years of hard work of the servants of Pelura and the efforts of the finest spellcasters of the Crusade, glows with a mysterious light. The starlit astrolabe seems to be looking forward to the hour when it can release its power and unleash it on the demons. It's time to clear the sky! I don't... Did that do something? Okay. Sure. Oh, that's why Arseno's here. It's because this is Dresden now. I'm not allowed to leave. Venture Captain Kristoff. How did you get here?
Our branch in the Abyss has run out of funds, but among the slaves we have redeemed from demons, there's a sufficient number of experienced fighters who are ready to thank the Pathfinder Society with loyal service for the rescue. However, we don't need their services. As the venture captain is dead, the Society ordered me to move here to offer the Crusaders the grateful help of those we've rescued. I hope that we might enrich our treasury enough that I can return to the Abyss and continue my work.
I appreciate it. Yeah, this is my new camp. I just live here now. I could leave if I want. Why the fuck? What? Huh? What? What are you doing over there, Castiglier? Huh? What? Where even are you? I'm very confused. I don't understand what happened to him. See, Chief Saul's here. I cannot rest. I can't rest here, though.
Chief, is there any chance, even a tiny one, that we can just, call this whole thing off now and go home? Before, I would have just made a run for it, but I can't do that now. Something is holding me back, and I really don't like the thought of leaving you high and dry. See what you turned me into?
Have I turned you into a hero, maybe?
If you want to send me to the front line, I ain't going, so don't even try that hero stuff on me. I'm gonna fight because I don't want to die. And because we're kind of friends now. And don't you go getting yourself killed either. I can't stand being sad, so just don't do that to me.
Everything will be fine. If it isn't, well, nice knowing you.
Uh-huh. Likewise. Well, come on. What are you standing around for? Go and command this crusade of yours. Let's try to wrap this up quick. Either way, whether you win or lose, goodbye, Chief. After this battle, I'll never set foot on Galerion again. But in the Abyss, I'll always remember how much you did for me.
Aw, thanks, Woljiff.
And despite all the dangers, I can still get you my wares, even from here. So if you need anything, Chief, you know where to find me.
Sure do.
Not a bad spot to end this war. Formidable, menacing. It has a certain style about it. Seeing as our contract is coming to an end, Commander, let me just say that you are the most impressive client I've ever had the pleasure to work with. And a highly lucrative pleasure it's been, too.
You don't regret taking me up on the offer?
Of course not. Where else would I have had so many adventures? Besides, it's thanks to you that I've been able to add so many accomplishments to my service record, which will boost my rates in the future. You know, it's jobs like this, the ones that are both fun and pay well, that make me love what I do.
I like you, Grey Boar. You're pretty alright. Although you're not that great mechanically, but you're pretty alright.
Huh. Well, it sure wasn't in the name of Iomade. Of course, money's not the be-all and end-all. You dimwits need someone with a clear head on your side, someone to watch your back. I know how you hero types love sacrificing yourselves at the drop of a hat.
Grey Boar struggles to maintain his deadpan expression, but his mouth breaks into a smile despite his efforts.
Now you're talking. Why don't you show me who it is we need to kill to win this war? Areelu Vorlesh? I'll wish that lady sweet dreams with unalloyed pleasure.
I don't know that word. Alright, Ember, how you doing?
This is it. The last fortress. It's been a long road from the river city to here. We walked and walked and walked along the road. And suddenly, there's no more road.
Are you ready to do battle?
Nobody is ready. It will be scary. Very scary. In the last fortress, all the lies will end, and the truth will rise. It's scary, but it's good.
What are you talking about?
Nobody knows what will happen next. People are afraid of the future, so that's why they make it up. They lie to themselves so it's not so scary. They convince themselves and others of the things they make up. But one day the future will come. The story ends, for better or worse. When everything's already happened, there's nothing to be afraid of anymore. And there's no reason to lie.
What are you gonna do when the war's over?
People used to call me a fool, a vagrant, and a beggar. Now they call me holy. It's so strange, because I'm just an ordinary little girl. But you know what's bad? I can see that some people are afraid of me. And some come to me and ask me if I'll punish other people for them. It's all so silly. It would probably be best if I go away somewhere, to a place where nobody knows me. They won't be afraid, they won't revere me, they won't ask me to work miracles. We've been on a long journey together, but it's at an end now. When we win, a new journey will begin.
Let's go.
Hear that, Soot? It's time.
The crow looks at you with its clever black eyes and caws loudly. It's Camellia!
So this is it then. The final push. The last battle where the great heroes will vanquish Areelu Vorlesh and close the Worldwound, ridding Galarian of a deadly threat. That is how the Chronicles will tell it, I'm sure. You know very well, my friend, that this was never my war. I was merely following the person who offered me protection. I could not have cared less where you led me. And I still do not care about the cause for which we are fighting. I probably ought to have cast you off, rather than lay my head on the chopping block alongside yours. But I've grown attached to you now. I don't like the idea of you perishing in this place. That is why I shall help you win.
Thanks for the honesty, Camellia? Even though you literally just said I don't like you?
Don't thank me. Not here, not now. I simply felt that I ought to tell you the truth. Nothing more. It seems I have grown overly sentimental after all our travels.
Now's not the time for doubts. Let's win together.
Rush headlong into battle, come what may. I approve of this plan.
Alright, storyteller. The old elf stands frozen. It's unclear whether he's listening closely to the sounds coming from the fortress, contemplating something, or just dozing. Upon hearing your footsteps, he respectfully ducks his head.
Commander!
How'd you end up here? The storyteller smiles softly.
This is not my first battle, Commander. I know how to defend myself, and the thunder of a fight has never stopped me from getting into another adventure. I've come to witness great things, and unsummoned sightly demons will not dare to get in my way.
Will you help us?
A blind man is hardly what you will need when storming a fortress. No, stay here, among the soldiers guarding the gates and against uninvited guests. If you manage to seize any artifacts whose nature you wish to know, bring them to me and I'll read their stories.
What do you think lies ahead for me?
My gift is useless here. The story has yet to be written, and the quill is in your hands, Commander.
Thanks for coming here, buddy.
How can I miss a story like this? I wish to witness it, not listen to the retelling in years to come.
Found a page that might interest you. This is the Areelu one. Alright. See what else we have here. Captain Kristoff, I want to do that. Septimus. Oh, that's my advisor. That's my undead advisor. Right. Sword of Valor is fluttering in the wind triumphantly. Oh, Nenyo. Nenyo, of course, Nenyo.
I am calculating the likelihood of your victory. Taking into consideration the fortifications of Threshold, the long period it has been under demon control, and Areelu Vorlesh, who is personally overseeing the defense, I would give the Crusaders a 30% chance of success at most. Of course, the presence of an illustrious scholar of Golarion in your ranks, meaning me, immediately increases your chances by 5%.
Are you afraid?
Fear is an unproductive emotion that typically gets in the way of a good experiment. And I have never indicated that I do not support my loyal follower in his battle against the demons. I simply calculated your chances of success.
Never tell me the odds, kid.
If you win, I'll make sure to mention you in my encyclopedia. Aha! With that as an incentive, your chances have increased by 5%. Consider this my contribution to your victory.
Got it. So you're not coming along. See you later. It's a little annoying that it doesn't give me the ability to, like, rest and refresh at all.
Greetings. Allow me to congratulate you on leading the armies of the Fifth Crusade to its decisive confrontation.
Regil is standing with his hands behind his back, his eyes fixed on the fortress. His usual implacable demeanor has acquired an air of solemnity, and his yellow eyes gleam in his pale face.
Excellent. At last, a real achievement and a genuine chance of victory.
Here we are at Threshold. The final battle and the resolution of the Worldwound problem is at hand. Are you happy?
I suppose I am. Being happy is not in my nature, but for the first time in years, I feel something akin to that emotion. It would be interesting to analyze what I experience when I see the criminal Areelu Vorlesh defeated, the demons ousted, and the Worldwound closed at last. It promises to be an exceptional moment.
A rare note of contemplation appears in Regil's voice. It's been an honor to fight alongside you, Regil.
And for me as well, Commander. For me as well.
It's time.
I am always ready.
Man, Regil's the fucking best.
You know what's crazy? I never thought this moment would come so soon. It feels like only yesterday we were trying to bring a blazing Canabras under control, and now we're standing on the cusp of our last battle. Threshold. This isn't how I imagined it. I thought I'd be running happily toward death and trying to do something particularly heroic so I could go out in style. But now, I'm thinking about how we have to win and go back to Dresden because there's so much work still to do there.
You're definitely not gonna die. I got a good feeling about this.
Me too. You've got a whole army behind you, and we're all ready to win. If we fail now, when we've got this far, then that means the Crusades were always doomed to fail. We've been going easy on these demons for too long, don't you think? It's time to show them one last time what Golarians are capable of.
Hey, Rushlake.
There it is. The heart of the wound. The source of all the evil that has been wrought here over the last 100 years. It all began here. And we will end it here.
Ursula's words are stirring.
If Areelu Vorlesh had never opened the Worldwound, I would never have ended up on Golarion. I would never have met Desna. Or you. I would never have embarked on the path of good.
Ursula's words are stirring, but there's no zeal in her voice, only sorrow.
This invasion has killed so many innocent people, but it has also led to my redemption. It means my freedom has been bought with thousands of innocent lives. But I will do everything in my power to help you close this abomination, so that no one else has to die.
You defeated the Abyss within yourself. After such a feat, routing its armies will be easy.
I did not do it alone. You have led your army to victory, and me to my dream.
So now you're shouldering the guilt of all the victims of the invasion?
It's not about guilt. It's just that I am ashamed to take any joy in my freedom, knowing that this terrible war was the cause of it. Everyone would have been Better off if the Worldwound had never been opened. But then I would have remained a monster. Perhaps one day I will atone for all the evil I did. But it took a far greater evil to make my redemption even possible.
What are you gonna do afterwards?
I now have a dream of my own. I will pursue it.
To battle.
I am ready. Let the abyss tremble in fear.
No necromancer or companions to talk to. Mr. Fred? That's Mr. Fred? What the fuck? That's Seala's horse. What's that doing here? Also, where is... It says Delamere is here, but clearly Delamere is not here. What's up with that? Alright, onwards. I guess. This feels suspiciously not final. At the gates of Threshold, the darkness is dense and viscous, like a brew in a cauldron. The darkness seems to devour all light pouring in from outside. But the danger lies not only within. The companions you don't take into the Final Battle will remain here to guard the approach of Threshold, and they must be ready to fight as well. For a moment, you can see blurred silhouettes inside, but then you realize that it was just your eyes playing tricks on you. Whatever is lurking in this darkness, it now lies waiting for you. Really? There's no heal option? I don't get the ability to heal up before this? There's gotta be an option to heal, right? I don't believe that they're gonna lock you into this entire section without the ability to heal. Oh, this is cool. First, let's go back and take a nap, if I can. This place is warded from the abyss, so I should be able to. Cannot rest here. The thing has been turned on. There's... Are you fucking serious? There's no place to rest? There's no place to rest? That can't be right. So you have to fight several rounds of enemies that will just drain all your resources away. And then you're expected to go into the final dungeon completely unprepared? There's no place to rest. Oh my god, there's no place to fucking rest. That's ridiculous. That's absurd. That's ridiculous. Oh yeah, also, I think I gotta... Hold on. I forgot I had this installed, but there's an option you have to turn on. Because I have this thing installed at the moment. which is... there. I probably missed an achievement or two while I was doing that because I had this thing up, but... I can't believe that. I literally can't believe that you have to go into this dungeon in this state. Your party can't heal. You can't regen spells. If you had trouble fighting Kor Mazde, go fuck yourself. You hear the sound of laughter, and then the lady in shadow begins to speak. You do not disappoint, my chosen. Your performance has been flawless. I hope you will continue to impress me, and that you will do what needs to be done in the end. Stop playing games. They don't belong to you, and neither... What do you want from me? Isn't it customary among mortals for a noble lady to bless her knight before the final battle? Well, why can I not do the same? Do you know what lies ahead? Better than anyone, and yet not well enough. You're about to confront the most lethal, powerful, and capable servant I've ever had. She's unmatched in her abilities, but you are her creation, her masterpiece. You're the only one who stands a chance of stopping her. The creation must surpass the creator. If you want to win, why don't you join yourself? Why? You're doing perfectly well on your own. Everything is going exactly as I had hoped. I have to go. Stay a moment long. There's a small matter that I wish to address. I want to reward you for your loyalty. After all, you've accepted my profane gift. You've chosen to serve me. Therefore, I will bestow upon you a token in my favor. The world will know that you're my champion. I hereby crown you with this wreath that I have woven from the darkest, most insidious shadows of the abyss. Wear it with pride, my champion. Darkness Caress. Headband of Perfection +8. Well, I'm not using it, but... For a time such, we've been protecting mortal kind from you accursed demons. We're the warriors of the Wardstone who have been set free, and we're here to honor the debt to our liberator. Oh, cool. So because I did the Aeon thing and actually called in some people to help, or I set the angels free so they actually came back to help. That's super cool. Hey, what's up, guys? Save us from being imprisoned in the corrupted Wardstone. We have come to repay you. Our vigil has not yet ended. Cool! That's super cool!
Might be treasure.
Yeah, there's the trap. Where's the... Zorgus, rip this mortal apart. Bound will pay me handsomely for his head. Oh! Oh, you two! Oh, I didn't realize that would come back. Interesting.
It wasn't all your fault.
Why am I like... Why am I not dealing any damage? There we go. What was I doing? I was just like... I was dealing a fraction of my normal damage before for some reason.
I'm sorry I have to do this.
Weird. Wonder what that was about. Well, did those two have anything worth it? Punching dagger +3. Some regular leather armor. Alright, well. Nothing here. Onwards! Yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to do this dungeon. Like, unless I specifically set myself up to challenge run this, or, like, have a really, really good setup that lets me get through a vast amount of dungeons like this, or large dungeons without having to worry about stuff. I'm just not going to do this one again, because, like, this sucks. Having to do this all with my basically almost dead characters, not great. Maybe a legend would be better, because legend would actually be able to, like, slap these people around and actually hit them properly. I'll have to see when I get closer to that. What are you guys up to over there? Oh, Reginald's over there. How about that? Oh, it's my skeleton. That's what it was. Skeleton was having a good time. Alright, everybody, come on. Let's continue moving onwards. It's going to be a huge vortex, isn't it?
My tail is twitching. Must be a sign.
I want to check something. Am I Mythic 10? I'm not. What the fuck? This is not the end of it, then. By all rights, this is the end, but this is not the end. There's no way in hell you're going to go into the final combat at Mythic 9. Hello? Emeslin. The quivering pile of metal bears little resemblance to a living creature. The voice that addresses you is the only sign of its sentience. Identification process complete. Crusaders recognized. Crusaders are enemies of Areelu Vorlesh. Initiating protocol. Communication with a potential ally. Step 1. A request. Crusader, I ask you to attack and kill me. Who are you? Name. Emeslin. Creature type. Inevitable. Status. Prisoner. Objective. Termination. Why do you want me to kill you? Necessity. My existence sustains the energies and integrity of the Threshold Fortress. The Threshold Fortress protects Areelu Vorlesh. Conclusion. My existence sustains the enemies of order. My existence must be terminated. This must be fascinating if you're an Aeon. Obstacle. Existing protocols. Self-destruction is prohibited. Self-defense is permitted. If you attack me, you will activate my self-defense protocols. I will defend myself. I will be destroyed in battle. This scenario fulfills the objective and does not contradict existing protocols. Yep, there it is. Conclusion. The Crusaders need to reach the most secure areas of the Threshold Fortress. My death will cause the collapse of Threshold's defenses. Therefore, the Crusaders must terminate my existence in order to achieve their objective. Risk assessment. My death may cause some of the fortress exterior structures to collapse. It may become difficult to return to the entrance of the fortress. Can you explain to me in detail what will happen if you die? Chaos will prevail. The defensive and load-bearing magical structures that sustain the integrity of Threshold will be destroyed. There is a high risk that the fortress's exterior walls and gates will collapse. However, my death will also destroy the defenses around the heart of Threshold, where Areelu Vorlesh is situated. The heart of Threshold is the heart of the Worldwound. This location is currently inaccessible to the Crusaders. Therefore, the Crusaders require my termination. I want to ask some questions. How did you get here? I was on a deep reconnaissance mission. I was sent by the Axiomites of the Axis to investigate a strange new disturbance in the Threshold Fortress, but I was captured by Areelu Vorlesh and her demonic allies. Since then, I've remained both her prisoner and her test subject. The Inevitable's essence is used to stabilize the structures that sustain the Threshold Fortress. What can you tell me about Threshold? The Threshold Fortress is the central location of the load-bearing magical structures that enable the Worldwound's existence. Threshold Fortress is the most stable part of the wound, the only part that is minimally affected by the principal chaos of the Abyss. This paradox should not lead to confusion. The Threshold Fortress remains in a state of quiescence, but this is not its natural state. Areelu Vorlesh uses external sources of power to prevent its destabilization. That is the purpose of I unwillingly serve.
I supply the power necessary to sustain the Threshold Fortress. What can you tell me about Areelu? Areelu Vorlish, formerly Immortal Woman. Now a half-demon in possession of mythic powers. Threat level, comparable to Demon Lords. Psychological profile, extremely unstable. Her capacity for deep analysis and understanding coexist with her predisposition to manias and fixations. Conclusion, Areelu Vorlish is an enemy of order, and is therefore subject to termination. What can you tell me about the wound? A comprehensive account of all the data I have collected on this phenomenon will take, by my calculations, 4 days, 6 hours, 35 minutes. An account of this duration is unacceptable under the current circumstances, proceeding to recount key points and key points only. Point 1. The Worldwound is an artificially created planar rift. It is an intersection between the material plane and the plane of the Abyss. The Worldwound allows demons to travel freely from the Abyss to Galarian, and it also creates a favorable environment for magical cataclysms, anomalies, and phenomena. Point 2. The Worldwound's existence was only made possible as a result of the criminal acts of Areelu Vorlish. On 2 occasions, she conducted a ritual to bind a mortal soul, once with the essence of the Abyss, and once with a demonic soul. The soul-binding ritual acts as the framework for the intersection of the planes. If this ritual is reversed, the soul will be severed from its bond, and the material plane will be severed from the Abyss. The process will likely result in the termination of the bonded soul. Prognosis for its owner's survival, unfavorable. Point 3. The Worldwound is an unprecedented violation of world order and a powerful weapon of chaos. The Worldwound must be removed at all costs. I'll grant your request. Let's fight. Thank you, Ale. It'll be an honor to die in battle. There he goes. Yeah, I can rest. I can finally rest here. Wow, that just straight up corrupts you, huh? No conversation to be had. So, inevitables are really cool, generally speaking. They're... what's the best way to describe this? They're kind of like Aeons in that they're all about like preserving order, but usually what they do is they go around and hunt down people who specifically have been fucking with world order, law stuff. For example, there's an inevitable that specifically hunts down people who have tried to bypass like the normal order for their lifespan. So liches, wizards who have gone on for too long, etc. There's inevitables who go around fixing chaos. They get rid of summoners. They get rid of all sorts of like it's a whole subset of extraplanar entities that run around the Worldwound, or they run around the planes just fixing stuff. Was that all my buffs? Pretty much. So it makes sense that one would have shown up here, and it also makes sense that Areelu would then use it for the purposes of maintaining order and stability in this building, because that's basically what they are. They're just order beings. They go around and fix stuff. Actually, maybe order beings is a little inaccurate. They're probably closer to like janitors.
Oh, yes, what?
Or at least as far as what I recall about them.
Ask nicely.
this. Alright. Oh yeah, and of course, got a bunch of papers with rackly scribbled calculations formulas. The words "I promise" are written repeatedly in the margins. Suture? Shards of several dozen large diamonds. They appear to have been used in an unsuccessful attempt to cast a resurrection spell. An empty stand that may have once held a large crystal. Simple diagram of a tower next to a quick sketch of a room with a large crystal in the center. Resurrection scroll that has been ripped to pieces. Yeah, there you go. Huh? Why are these things showing up like this? Ah, there she is. Something about the strange place feels oppressive. The air is still and silent, but you can hear the distant echoes of words, promises, and battle cries. You strain to hear what's being said, but you can only make out a few words. Finally, "Cease, sorcerer," and "I promise, I promise."
Can't be dismissed as a calculation error. You knew failure was a possibility. Then why? Why?
Areelu's silhouette looks just as surreal as the sounds that fill this place. She's not looking at you and seems lost in thought. Her voice is dull and tired, and there's no trace of the hospitality she showed you at the entrance of the fortress. I need answers.
Yes, it's decided. I will tell you the truth before we fight to the death. Would you like to know why I upended your life?
Areelu barely seems to hear you. After a while, she turns toward you, as if noticing you for the first time. She looks at you for a moment, and her expression changes. The tiredness in her eyes gives way to a cold, hard resolve.
This place is my demi-plane. I created it when I was a prisoner in Threshold. I would slip away to conduct my rituals here in secret. This is where I decided to create what mortals would later call the Worldwound. This is where I made all my preparations. Do you understand? Escaping was never my goal. I could have easily disappeared from Threshold. I could have passed through it like water through sand, but that wasn't my goal. Some believe that I brought Sarkoris to ruin out of revenge. And there is some truth to that. I had reason to take revenge. You didn't listen to my words in Iz, and you didn't find a way into the secret part of my laboratory. Otherwise, you would know what I'm talking about.
The locked door! I never went to the locked door in her laboratory!
My laboratory. The old house in the middle of nowhere that marked the entrance to my lab. It was the home of Areelu Vorlesh when I was still a mere mortal. I lived there with my son, away from the din of the crowd, and sheltered from the keen gaze of the Sarkorian witch hunters. It was a place where the reality of our world was in close proximity to the abyss, a place where I could study the magic forbidden to all Sarkorians.
Of course, I knew it was going to be your son.
I thought I had hidden my home well, but I was wrong. They found it. They found us. At that hour, I was there, in the laboratory. That damned laboratory I loved so much. I was absorbed in one of my experiments when the hunters arrived on our doorstep. I was sitting at my desk, recording my observations, thoughts, and calculations, as was my habit. That's when I heard the noise outside. The fight was brief. It barely lasted a moment. By the time I sensed that something was amiss and hurried out to see what was happening, it was too late. All I could do was cradle the body of my dead child and cry after their departing soul. I promise.
Why did the Sarkorian hunters attack your son?
Because they saw him with a scroll that he had secretly borrowed from my supply. He was trying to perform a forbidden ritual. Children, they are always drawn to the unknown. But for the Threshold Hunters, this child playing with a magical trinket he stole from an adult was just as much of a criminal as the worst demon worshippers.
You put your son at risk when you violate the laws of the land.
I have no interest in the legality of their actions. Laws, blame, such things do not concern me. Look around you. This demi-plane. The first time I escaped from my cell and ran here, I was trying to resurrect my son. I tried many things, but all my efforts were in vain. The soul had already received Pharasma's judgment and had been sent on the path determined by the gods. Into the abyss.
Knew it.
And when I realized that, I rebelled. But not against my jailers. Not against those who had murdered my child. Not even against Sarkoris. My uprising was against destiny. Death and the laws that the gods had forced upon our lives. I realized then that I wouldn't be satisfied with simply returning my son to life. I had to shatter this order once and for all, and make it so that neither Pharasma and her lackeys nor death itself could ever stand between us. Only by stepping beyond the bounds of what had been ordained for mortal kind, by obtaining powers that rivaled the divine, could we become free.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So I was half right when I made my guesses. My guesses were child, dead, receive Pharasma's judgment, unable to resurrect. And I assume that I'm the child being stuffed into this body in order to sort of bypass Pharasma's normal river of souls flow. That was my guess. But okay, so that was my guess, but I feel like it's probably going to take a swerve in a second. But also, I'm totally fine with this plan, honestly. Fuck Pharasma, I'm a lich. I'm Lord of the Dead. I want the dead souls.
And with this newfound purpose, I turned myself into a half-demon. Fusing the spiritual essence of the two planes was the only way I could achieve my goal. I let the abyss into my soul, and into this world. I opened the Worldwound. I danced around 3 demon lords, making them assist me without ever revealing my true intentions. They just believed they were dealing with another power-hungry mortal. But in reality, I was after one thing. I wanted to find what was left of my son's soul and give him a new birth. One that would prevent anything from ever harming him again. And then I found you. I chose you because I felt a faint affinity to you. I thought your soul could accept the remains of my son's soul, like the soil takes a seed.
Okay, so I'm not. I probably just had bits of her son's soul shoved into me, which is what was probably being held in that glass jar that's currently being used as my phylactery.
I thought I could bring back my child by tethering the mangled remnants of his soul to a pure mortal soul untouched by the abyss. I thought the power of the Nahindrian crystals would allow me to protect him forever. That I could tear him away from the dominion of mortal nature. But I was mistaken in both assumptions. Now I'm about to face the consequences of my mistake. You will witness them as well.
Level 10 Mythic!
Close ranks.
You wanna attack something, buddy? Thank you. So I still don't understand what her endgame is here. Like, I understand her desires up to this point, but her endgame after this point is still a bit questionable to me. Also, Mythic 10. Yeah, I don't have much of an option there. Lich. Mythic Feet. Really don't know what else to get. I'm kind of set here. An extra mythic ability, maybe. What else did I had? I had during spells, greater in spells, Master Shapeshifter, Ascendant Summons, Brutality Incarnate. Mage Armor, I guess. Let's do that. Oh, I got new spells too. So I'm a level 20 Lich now. Oh my goodness. Absolute Death. Feelings of the imminent death fill the target's heart. It makes a will saving throw. If it fails, the target immediately dies. If the save is successful, the target receives 10 damage per caster level. Wow, okay. No escape for any mortal soul. The spell works as repurposed, except the duration is permanent. The target is immediately dealt 1d6 unholy damage, and then 1d6 unholy damage per caster level every round until its death. If the target dies during the effect, it's revived under death as an undead creature under your command. Pit of Despair. You create a pit around Nightshade Nightcrawler. It works as Create Pit, but additionally channels negative energy for 1d6 damage per caster level, and creates a Nightshade Nightcrawler in the middle for 1 round per caster level. Cool. Let's take this one and this one. And while I'm here... another corrupt magic, and how about another one of those? Embrace of Death. Let's get another Domain of Hungry Flesh. And one of those, why not? Get another Feast of Blood. Yeah, that's everything there. Ember, Mythic up. You've got... Greater Abundant Casting, Improved Abundant Casting, Spell Pen, Mythic. I don't know what else to give you. Sorceress Reflex, Toughness... This seems like another extra mythic ability one. I got no idea what to pick. That's gonna improve abundant casting. Okay, Rigel. Could do improve critical or open specialization. Delamere. Let's get improve critical, I guess, for Longbow. And Woljif. Got 2 fighting, Piranha Strike, Spell Pen, Archmage Armor, Ascendant Element Fire, Bolstered Metamagic. Let's go with Last Stand. My skeleton's there too. Alright, let's go. I still don't understand what her endgame is. I guess we'll find that out soon enough. But, like, the rest of it, yeah, I get it. That pretty much matches up with what I thought it was going to be.
You should not have come here. I, Areelu Vorlesh, the one you call the Betrayer, have nothing to offer you but death.
Karamzadeh, I will give you the chance to avenge your death. Rise.
Curse you, mortal scum. You have struck ice into my heart. I will devour your souls to loosen its freezing grip.
This is wacky. This is pretty wacky. That's horse. Saddle up, boy.
The world in crimson.
You guys having fun over there? I guess they are. Seems like they're doing okay. Find Areelu. Reach the end. There we go. So this place is just falling to pieces, huh?
The mortal who ventured recklessly into the abyss has now reached threshold. In Iz, you struck down my creator and master Deskari. But if that makes you dismissive of his echo, if you think I do not pose a threat, then you are greatly mistaken.
The Echo of Deskari tilts his head to the side thoughtfully. Despite his calm demeanor, his voice quivers with anticipation. You don't want me to fight in the abyss, so why are you here now?
I was hunting the hand of the inheritor in the abyss, not you. And what a good hunt it was. But now things are different. Now you are the prey I covet more than anything else.
Where's Deskari?
Master is in the abyss, in his realm. No, he does not wish to meet with you yet. A demon lord cannot afford 2 deaths in succession. It will kill them permanently.
Out of my way.
No, I'm not afraid of your threats, and there's nothing you could offer me that would make me withdraw. He lost to you. He lost. The great Deskari himself lost to a mortal. So what happens if I succeed where the great lord failed? If an echo destroys the one its originator could not defeat, who would that make me? What would it prove? I'll risk my life to know. You are not just my enemy, you are my chance. A chance I won't miss.
Oh, he gets big. I think he was just a really... really big... Darachne. That's where I'm gonna have to wind up. Looks like he was just a really big Darachne. Ugh. Oof. Camera is not great here. This place is just miserable, huh? Yep, there we go. Into the breach. Why am I even picking up this loot? Cool.
This is where it happened. It was here that I conducted the ritual, sewing my soul and the essence of the abyss together, feeling the world change around me as every stitch brought Galarian closer to the abyss. And it was here that even though you have no memory of it, I did the same to your soul.
The interplay of light and shadow in this place gives Areelu an otherworldly look. She stands at the edge of the vast rift, watching the dancing reflections cast by the violent flames. When she speaks, her voice is calm and thoughtful.
A researcher must not have any personal feelings for the subjects of their experiments. And yet, I find myself unable to remain completely detached from the Worldwound. I created it. I allowed it to be. It holds a place in my heart, even if I'm slowly paying for it with my life. A researcher must be particularly resilient in the face of mistakes, incorrect hypotheses, and failed experiments. You are my failed experiment. I think I'll feel some regret for ending your current life. But you can rest assured that such sentiments will not stop me.
Areelu turns towards you. Scarlet blood weeps from the wound in her chest. I can tell you've been preparing this place for battle, but there's something more, am I right?
You're so adept at magic. Of course, I've been preparing for our meeting. And hopefully I've prepared well.
You've done all this just to save your child.
Yes. And no. Even if I could have brought back my son, I wouldn't have stopped at that. I wouldn't have been satisfied. Not after what I'd gone through. Not after the things I'd learned. I wanted to become stronger. And I wished the same for my child. I didn't want to be afraid of anything. It wasn't the dogs of Threshold, or even Sarkoris itself, that threatened us. It was the laws of a world governed by death, weakness, and separation. That is why I needed the power of the Nehindrian crystals. I did not wish to merely stave off the agony of the wound. I wanted to tear my son from the grasp of everything that makes us weak and mortal.
Okay. Yeah, I see it. Trying to balder it.
You have seen a goddess. You have been face to face with demon lords. Were you awed by their greatness?
Do you enjoy living in a world where your entire life cycle has been predetermined? Where everything, from your birth to what will happen to your soul after you die, has been decided for you? Or do you find, now that you have experienced the mythic power coursing through your blood, that you prefer to live in a world that you can change? A world that offers you a chance to be anything you want?
I enjoy having power, but I can't justify your actions, but I understand them.
How strange. You are a kindred spirit. We are so alike. Perhaps the experiment wasn't such a failure in the end. But no. No.
Oh my god, besties! Why'd you call me your failed experiment, by the way? What's up with that?
When I poured what was left of my son's soul into your soul, I was expecting it to bring him back. They say death and the judgment of Pharasma purges the soul of everything it once was in life. But this cannot be true. I have researched this subject meticulously and have collected enough evidence to prove that supernatural beings born from mortal souls can recall their past. Sometimes partially, sometimes fully. I watched you day and night waiting for it to happen. For your memory to awaken, or your instincts at least. For anything familiar, something I could immediately recognize. I tested you. I asked you questions and... nothing. Nothing.
You merged the remnants of your son's soul with mine. Why do you want to harm me?
If a hypothesis is proven wrong, it needs to be rejected. But the research process does not stop there. That is all I can tell you right now.
Interesting. It feels like this is all set up so that regardless of what you do, like, it doesn't matter what party members you bring with you, because nobody has spoken a peep since we entered this place. Does that mean you're going to die soon, by the way, since you've been carrying the wound for a while?
It will kill me eventually. But I still have some time left. Years. Or decades, perhaps. But it doesn't matter. One of us will die today.
What happens if one of us walks into that, by the way?
The tearing of the soul, followed by a cruel and terrible death. But it will likely be quick.
I got no more questions.
And it's finally time to end all this.
Interesting. There's a dragon path at the very end. Cool. Okay, maybe we can do this without bloodshed.
Asking me to stop is like asking a river not to flow. Or a volcano not to erupt.
You say that, but magic exists. You can literally change the flow of a river and cause volcanoes to freeze over with a magic ritual. This is the world we live in. It's a nice saying, but in the reality of what we actually live in here, it's false. Categorically.
Death is not the end. I've spent 100 years trying to prove it, and I will not stop now. This experiment was unsuccessful, but that just means I need to adjust the initial conditions and try again. I am still alive. I still have time. You, the current you, will have to die, but only to surrender the soul you share with my son. I will start over. This time I will do everything differently. I will work with even greater precision. I will turn the world upside down if I must. I promise.
For a moment, a single heartbeat. Areelu is silent. Haste me. Oh, flashing rocks, huh? And death curses. Was she trying to death curse my skeleton?
I never thought that I would be responsible for the creation of my most powerful enemy.
Areelu looks as though she is about to collapse, but she does her best to remain upright. I see you, shooter. Get out of here.
Oh, I've been waiting for you to
get distracted so I can stab you in the back.
I have come to plan. The spells in the chamber, they're designed to kill you if something goes wrong. Am I right?
How very perceptive. But you didn't think I would make it easy, did you? I won't let you win. You need me alive. You want to use me to close the wound, but I can destroy myself before you have a chance.
Areelu, this is an act of evil and absolutely pointless. You won't accomplish anything. Is that really how you want to go?
You're right. I won't gain anything from this. So what now? You are stronger than I could have anticipated. As your creator, I should be proud to be defeated by the one I have imbued with power. Is there any higher praise? But I'm tired. You won't hear me pleading. Let us finish this experiment here and now.
Interesting that Dragon Mythic Pack is here again. And Swarm. And Swarm, but mostly Dragon. I'm not going to sacrifice you, Areelu.
Then what are you going to do? Sacrifice your own life to seal the wound? Just turn around and leave?
Give your phylactery to the wound. I rule life and death. I know how to trick fate. My phylactery holds a part of my soul. I will relinquish it to seal the wound and continue my existence. For such is the power of undeath. Your phylactery disappears in the fires of the wound, causing a wave of horrible, mind-wrenching pain. But it only lasts a moment. And what's a moment compared to the eternity that awaits you? And away it goes. Oof. Problem solved. I was wondering when that was going to come up. I knew there was going to be an option somewhere that's like, I'm a lich. I can just do whatever I want. I don't even care. Life and death, destiny and great deeds, answers to mysteries and the search for one's true path. The mind can comprehend all of these. And then such concepts can be written down as a sequence of formulas, a series of lines, a chain of thought. Still, a moment will always comes when it is time to wrap up, to reach a conclusion, to put a period at the end of the last sentence. The possible rift, the bleeding wound that had tormented all of Galarian for 100 years, was finally healed. By sacrificing his soul, which he had placed in his phylactery, the commander severed the last ties that bound him to his mortal past. The goddess Urgathoa looked upon all this favorably and filled the void left by the forfeited soul with her dark wisdom. And in that darkness, the commander saw what the Pallid Princess had planned for him. To become the leader that would march the undead legions to storm Pharasma's realm. The time of the inevitable rebellion was rapidly approaching. After the last battle threshold, the commander did not stay long in the lands where the Fifth Crusade had been waged. A new destiny and a new journey awaited him. The former lands of the Worldwound became a realm of death. The dark towers of Dresden enticed many who yearned for the taste of forbidden magic. Undead legions safeguarded the necromancers who spat on Pharasma's taboo as they delved into the mysteries of death. Each of them sought to follow in the commander's footsteps, to throw off the chains of mortality and find eternal undeath. The memory of Tar-Baphon and his evil and his deeds faded, and the shadow of a new, far more terrifying evil fell upon Avestan. When the commander butchered the defiant crusaders in Dresden, it did not go unnoticed. The Knights of Ozum called upon every Galarian nation to join them in a shining crusade against the new threat. But few rulers answered the summons. Memories of that horrific massacre were still too fresh in their minds. But Dresden was not forsaken by its allies. Aid came from the kingdom of Geb. The enlightened and noble undead were glad to extend their greetings to their new friend and express their hopes that Avestan would come to see that civilized coexistence between mortals and undead was possible. The wise and reserved Lord Septimus became the keeper of Dresden's laws, the protector of the rights and freedoms of all its sentient denizens. As the leader of the Crusaders, the commander won their loyalty and obedience. Even in the Crusade's darkest hours, the commander found ways to restore the army's supply lines.
His military acumen was beyond question. Under his leadership, the divided, poorly trained Crusader forces were reforged into an invincible army. Due to the success of the commander's diplomatic strategy, by the end of the war, Mendev's true political center was Dresden, not Morozov. After gaining the support of foreign rulers and finding allies in the capital, Dresden became the shining example of the new Mendev, one that was nurtured by the commander's ideas. The kingdom of noble crusaders rotted to the core, and the commander's dark ideas took root in the minds of all. The significance and accomplishments of the crusade were so great that even a century after the end of the war, Dresden retained its prominence on the map of Avestan. The commander's diplomatic, military, and administrative talent turned the fortress into a key political player. Queen Galfrey died, leaving no direct heir. Mendevian society was soon mired in political plots and petty power struggles, subjected to an ever-changing cast of rulers and pretenders to the throne. But none was able to win the love of the people or achieve the level of national unity for which Mendev had been renowned under the reign of Queen Galfrey. The ward stones from the chain that once guarded the borders of Mendev were carefully disassembled, one by one. The angels that had been trapped inside returned to heaven to heal their wounded spirits and prepare for the new battles against evil. The victory over the Worldwound changed many things, not just in Galarian, but in the Midnight Isles as well. Naticula spent many days pondering the words of a certain young and fearless prophet. Ember. Before long, the Lady in Shadow openly renounced her realm and named herself the Redeemer Queen. The revolt against her own demonic nature transformed Naticula, severed her ties to the Abyss, and brought her to Elysium. Thereupon, creating a realm named Midnight's Palette, the Redeemer Queen attained divine power and became the patroness of exiles. And the now vacant throne was instantly seized by Shamira the Ardent Dream. However, her power could not compare to the might of the Lady in Shadow. The Midnight Isles, which had become a tempting prize for many demons, was plunged into chaos. The commander celebrated his victory over Areshkagal. Little did he know that some demon lords go as far as forfeiting their own life to achieve their ends. The mask of the inscrutable Areshkagal remained in the possession of the commander of the crusade until the very end. He refused to or could not find the strength to discard that sinister item, and shortly after the Battle of Threshold, he began disappearing for days at a time, then suddenly returning, unable to recall what had happened to him. Oh, interesting. The demon lord Baphomet suffered a defeat. The Worldwound was closed, and the convenient passage to Galarian was sealed along with it. Baphomet shifted his attention to the realms of the other demon lords. A cell of the Templars of the Ivory Labyrinth was soon discovered in Elutionera. The demon lord Deskari suffered a defeat. He bided his time, continuing to plot his invasions of Galarian, and after that of heaven itself. The cultists that remained on Galarian went mad one after another, tortured by the nightmarish dreams their lord sent them. Having rediscovered his own story, the storyteller rejected the goddess's proposal. Yeah, fuck Pharasma! He was celebrated as a great historian and rightfully held the position of Dean of the History faculty at the Arcanumerium, the most renowned academy in Absalom. Another 40 years passed before his age caught up with him, and it was his turn to appear before the Lady of Graves. Finian, a Pathfinder who also happened to be a talking weapon, continued his travels in the hands of many warriors, seasoned and otherwise. Throughout the following centuries, he was lost in battle on a number of occasions, only to be found again in some fantastical treasure room on the other side of Galarian. That's pretty cool, actually. So this is what happens if you don't null his ego out. Once the war had ended, Camellia grew bored and irritable. Shortly afterward, on a moonless night, she vanished. About a month later, an assassin by the name of Maria arrived in Varesia. She had a few things in common with the missing woman, apart from a fondness for cutting the hearts out of her victims. You know, being an assassin actually suits her pretty well. After the death of Horgus, the Gwyrm estate fell into disrepair. Horgus's will was never found, and all his fortune passed to Mendev's treasury. The name of the once proud Gwyrm family was quickly forgotten. Having properly fulfilled his duty to the mongrels, and to his surprise avoided death, Lan was suddenly faced with a choice: what to do with his life now that it wasn't going to end anytime soon. His hesitation did not last long, and just a few months later he went on a sea voyage to see the world he had saved. Fairy tales and drinking songs oftentimes mentioned Lan and the commander going on sea adventures together, but whether that was fact or fiction, no one can say. Oh yeah, that's right, because I decided to go traveling, so Lan might have shown up with me. After the victory, Ember simply sat for a long time, staring at the tongues of flame dancing in her hands. Her new powers frightened her. The awestruck Redeemed were ready to hang on her every word, and that frightened her even more. She left without saying goodbye to anyone and continued her endless wayfaring along the roads of Galarian, helping the distressed and punishing evildoers. Many worshipped her as a saint, but she would always respond with, "Please, I'm just an ordinary girl." Soon after the war, the tireless researcher of all things researchable embarked on a new journey. She had a sudden urge to know how much time it would take to visit every nation on Galarian. She returned after a year and a half with a pile of notes, which she promptly handed over to her assistant. After all, someone had to help her compile the entries for the first volume of the Encyclopedia Galarianica. It only made sense for her assistant to help, given that one of the entries was dedicated to him, the commander of the Fifth Crusade who had made Galarian history. Woljif was not tempted by the laurels of a war hero, for his true heritage waited him in the Abyss. After saying his farewells to the chief, the former thiefling went to Illusionera to claim what was his by right. His vast experience in shady dealings meant that Woljif was in his element. He became the best fence and fixer in the city. He always knew where to find reliable assassins when the next shipment of artifacts would arrive from Galarian, on which aristocrats were planning a coup for this month. Regil Durang wrote a treatise on waging war against the demons, both a practical manual and a philosophical exhortation. And once that was done, he succumbed to the bleaching completely. Oh! He was posthumously reinstated in his order and buried with honors in the officers' cemetery. His treatise was used in all future wars against the Abyss by mortals, angels, and devils alike. Before he died, he managed to send a letter to the commander. Did it contain sincere farewells or a list of directives? Impossible to say. No one was privy to the contents except the recipient. After the war, Greybor went off on his personal conquest. He traveled to Illusionera and killed 4 candidates for the position of the head of the Assassin's Guild, whereupon he rightfully took the position himself and became a preeminent figure in the Midnight Isles. Under his leadership, the guild prospered, and the denizens of many planes would shudder whenever they heard the innocent phrase, "Sweet dreams." Arushale had changed her nature, completely ridding herself of evil, but she would not dare to live among mortals. She took up a small residence in a small house away from their settlements. Shortly afterward, rumors began to spread. Some said there was a kind sorceress living in the cottage, or perhaps a reclusive saint, and people would come to her asking for help. She never refused anyone, and in time she earned their trust and friendship. Is that Pharasma?
And what of me, the writer of these words? The half-demon witch known as the architect of the Worldwound. I was defeated. The victor spared my life in a gesture that was not quite a boon, not quite charity. I was left without hope, without a chance of finding a purpose again. I lived out my remaining days in an isolated cottage, far from everyone, needed by none, discovered by none. I have recounted the story of my life for you, Pharasma, Lady of Graves. Not only of my life, but of the Commander's also. I believe the tale of such an illustrious figure would pique even a goddess's curiosity.
I think so, yeah.
Now you know everything. I await your verdict, goddess.
Silence hangs over the boneyard. The Lady of Graves is weighing her decision, and it seems the entire universe is holding its breath, awaiting her pronouncement. Who would dare break a silence so absolute? Me! I fucking would! Your awareness touches the boneyard, but it collides with an insuperable obstacle, the will of the Lady of Graves.
Urgathoa's servants are not welcome in my halls. Begone, and never dare appear here again. As for you, Areelu Vorlesh, you wrought great evil, while it stemmed from the evil that was done to you. Your actions far exceeded it. Your soul is dark, and there is only one place for you in the universe.
The Abyss.
I shall send you to the Abyss, plane of pain and fury, suffering and privation. That which you have done to others will now be done to you. So be it.
Cool. The end. For now. That's a good game. That's a good game. So, okay. I'm going to put together some final thoughts here, and then we're just going to take a little bit of a load right here. There we go. Just going a little bit back in time to prepare for next time. So I did kind of cheat myself a little bit out of that ending because I went through on story mode. I could have probably gone through on normal or something, which I might do this time around. But no, fuck that place on core. Seriously. Like, having to get locked into that location with, like, basically... You get locked in there until... Man, just getting locked into that entire zone just kind of sucks. You have no ability to heal. It's not even an easy zone because some of those enemies are real beefy. You just get locked in there and then that's it. Okay, so here's my final thoughts on this game as a whole. First, let's talk about the ending, Chapter 6. I never got that far when I ran the game for my players, so I don't know how it compares to the actual thing. The dungeon part of it, it's not much of a dungeon, let's be real. It's just a hallway with a bunch of fights in it. There's not a whole lot in there, just kind of, you know, it's just a finishing. It's a final gauntlet, is what it is. I like how there's a couple small changes you can make at the very end. I got a unique thing because I'm a lich at the very end for throwing my phylactery in, which I really appreciate. There's a swarm option. There's a swarm option. There's a other thing. I never figured out what to do with the Lexicon of Paradox. I never got that. I imagine there's got to be something to do with the Lexicon of Paradox when you're a lich, but I don't know what it was. Also, is there another companion I could have gotten? Let's see, Lich Companions, Wrath of the Righteous. What do we got? Okay, so spoilers. It's showing me Kestaglier. Oh. Oh. Well, I never found that one. All right, well, that's one undead companion I never found. You can apparently get Queen Galfrey as an undead. Kill her in Is, or romance her, and she'll join. I'm a little annoyed that you don't get that option for killing her in Dresden. You only get that if you kill her in Is. Oh well. That's unfortunate. Something to figure out another time, I suppose. Okay, so... let me see. Other thoughts. I'm usually not a big fan of, like, the ending slideshow for games. Things like this, Fallout, Lords of the Fallen did the same thing. Like, usually that's always feels like kind of cheap, and it's just like, it doesn't have any big pop, it doesn't have any big circumstance. It works better in this game for two reasons. First, it's part of the sort of meta-narrative where the whole thing is a book that Areelu's been writing or narrating the entire time, right? That makes sense. But second, most importantly, it's got more options than did the thing, didn't do the thing. Because there's a lot of options I could have with those characters. I could have, you know, Woljif decided not to take his heritage in the end. Woljif did take his heritage. Woljif stayed with the Thieflings, or I just didn't do any Woljif stuff. Camellia didn't do any of her stuff. Horgus is still alive. The Gwyrm Manor still is there. characters show up or don't show up. All this stuff is things that, you know, changes the ending, which is great because it means that it's not just you don't have the final slideshow that comes up and says the commander didn't do this or the commander did this and those are your two options. No, it changes a whole lot because there's options for every path. There's multiple options for every path for things. Like, what happens if I just leave Nenyo in Areshkagal's place? What happens if I never do anything with Nenyo? What happens if I just do all this stuff? Like, there's so much. What happens if I just never take Nenyo to the place at all? There's just so many options there. I never even got a relationship thing on. Darren's dead. I never got to see what his ending is. Social and Trevor are both dead. What happens if I romance Darren? What happens if I didn't romance Darren? What happens if I didn't do his quest? What happens if I did all this stuff? There's all these changes that could have been there. Okay, so there's that. The ending scene where you can intervene on the behalf of Areelu Vorlesh. Interesting that I had a... I imagine there's probably something you can do there, but it would change if I was not a lich. Or maybe it would have changed if I just straight up had not even done that thing as a lich. If I'd killed Areelu, or if I'd sacrificed myself, what would have happened? Because that specifically was Urgathoa's servants are not welcome in my hall, which only happens if you throw the phylactery into the Worldwound to seal it, which makes you not... removes your soul and becomes Urgathoa's servant. That's an entirely separate set of options. God, there's so much in this game. Okay, what else? Yeah, that's it for the ending part. As for the game as a whole, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic game. Has a couple sticky points. Chapters 3 and 5 can drag on a little bit because those are the world map ones. Chapter 2, not so much because it's sort of like a straight shot right to Dresden. But Chapter 3, because you're wandering all around the Worldwound, is a bit muddly, let's say. There's a lot of places to muddle around and sort of get lost in the weeds. Chapter 5, less so, because it's a lot of, like, finishing up side quests and that sort of thing, but similar deal, because there's a lot of time spent moving around between locations. Also, by the end of that, I don't know what was up with those enemies. Like, it feels like enemies were scaling up much harder than they would be normally. Also, I want to call bullshit on core difficulty. Core difficulty is not the right difficulty. So, core difficulty, rules-wise, is correct, because that's how things interact. You have weather effects, you have movement speed being reduced by things on you, critical hits or normal damage, blah, blah, blah. Enemy stats are not legitimate in that mode. 60 AC is probably the highest AC you're going to see outside of fighting an actual literal demon lord or lesser deity. You don't get that on just an enemy who's hanging around. That I'm going to call bullshit on. Like, if I was going to go through again, I would probably... I think in Kingmaker, core was more accurate, apart from, like, a couple instances where the game stats broke. Like, I think there's that one bear outside the temple, which had double its natural armor bonus or something. That was a big issue on release, because it was just unkillable. I think core in Kingmaker was probably more accurate, but in this, normal is closer stat-wise, and then you can turn on the core settings. I think that's the way to go. I wish you could, like, make a preset for difficulty, so if I wanted to swap between two of them, I wouldn't have to change settings every time. That's a separate thing now. Otherwise, yeah, game's great. What else? There's a little bit of weirdness with how some spell effects are interacting, which I think might just be bugs. Also, the fact that some quests just didn't appear properly. The way that the army statistics function when you're leveling up your stats for leadership and diplomacy and that sort of stuff. That stuff's kind of a pain to deal with. Logistics is the only decent one because it's just like as you build stuff in your towns, they get better. That's it. It's very simple. I wish it told you what actions improve those stats, because I'm honestly just gonna like cheat my way all the way to the max level for all of those from now on. It's just a huge hassle to try and deal with those things when, like, if you want to fight stuff to get military, you just gotta wait until they keep spawning, and that just sucks. What else? Oh yeah, speaking of military, I wish there was a way to get rid of all your army units that you don't need. I don't need a stack of like 5 vampires if I'm not going to be able to get more of them. I don't need like 2 of any given unit if I'm not able to get more of them to build up an actual stack of them to make them useful, because otherwise they're just dead weight. Kind of wish there was one final army combat thing, because there's no, like... I just had this giant defense unit that was just running around the map, just killing things, but there's nothing to use it against by the end. Because I just kind of pushed my way through. I guess the final barrier probably was supposed to be that, and there was a demon army right there, but, you know, whatever. What else? Apart from that, though, it's fine, really. It's a great game. The only real weak points, I'd say, are chapters 3, 5, and 6. 6 because it's very short and kind of just like smash everything in there. You don't get to heal. Just try and survive, fucko. Chapters 3 and 5 drag on a bit. Chapter 1, fantastic. Very, very nice, concise. Everything feels good. There's like that little bit of time element before the Defender's Heart siege, which is not a huge deal. There's there's all this stuff happening. It's very good. Chapter 2 is like a good version of the army because it's very focused. You're just building up towards Dresden. There's none of this meandering around the world map. You don't have to worry about all this other stuff. Got a lot of army stuff in there. Chapter 4 is fun because it's sort of back to dungeon crawling, but you get all the stuff in the Lucianera, which is wacky. The getting around to Lucianera is kind of a pain. I also really like how there's 3 different ways to get to Kolfir. But other than that, yeah, I'd say the weak points are 3, 5, and 6. 3 and 5 just because they drag on a bit, and like eventually it just becomes a point of like, oh god, I've got to get all the way over there to do this thing. And 6 because it's just not very well built. It's just kind of smashed together. There, just go. Story-wise, it's very good. I'd love to see all the... I'm going to see all the different variations. Starting with my split timeline with Dragon next time. What else? Oh yeah, I never actually got to kill Baphomet. I was getting Baphomet, or I was getting, I got Hipzamra on my team as a Lich, but then I don't go kill Baphomet at any point, which I get why you wouldn't, because that's like a whole other zone that you wouldn't actually need to go into, but then why is she there? She's just kind of there. There was also... Wasn't there also supposed to be an event where Sela, like, storms into your ziggurat with a bunch of other people to try and kill you because you're a Lich? Am I misremembering? No, just Sela disapproves of the Lich Mythic Path, and that's it. I thought there was. I thought there was a thing where, like... Because there's... No, wait, that's totally in the trailer, isn't it? That's totally in the trailer where, like, people are walking into the ziggurat, and it's like a bunch of angels. Maybe... Maybe that's an adjusted version of what happens when you fully ascend and then they're coming in? I don't know, I feel like I'm missing stuff. Well, I don't know. Mysteries left for another time. God, there's so much stuff in this game. There's so many options. There's options and options. There's options on your options. Anyway, that's where I'm going to leave that, I think. This was a good time to end that, too, because I got to get going soon enough. So I'll be back again in a couple days, Thursday next week and Sunday, and we'll be going through Gold Dragon, and I'll probably do the lower difficulty option again, because I don't want to deal with that shit. Because the main reason is just I've done all this already. I don't need to do it again. I've literally gone through all of this stuff already. I don't need to go through all of it again. I might bump the difficulty up to normal or core, or I don't know, what's the second one again? It's I don't remember. It's whatever the middle one is there, between normal and core, just to see how I fare on that while trying to get in. But like the harder difficulty is just not even worth it. All right. So that's where I'm leaving that. As always, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for checking out the game with me. Get the game yourself and complete your own path. And while I'm at it, let's see. Is anyone else streaming I can raid with this? Since this is a nice short stream. Let's see. What do we got? Deliverer Shield Basher. Here, I'll send you over to someone who's currently doing an unfair run. And they are headed towards Blackwater. Which will be an interesting time. So here, go say hi to Garrett VG. Enjoy the rest of your days. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon, evening, night, morning, Lich Sunday, what have you. And see you next time with Gold Dragon.